Hello, everybody that is. Welcome back to another Sunday parables of the Bible that I liken to investing. And certainly there's nothing wrong with that. There are lessons in the Bible that will help you in your life, whether you are a believer or a non believer. And in this episode, we're talking about the 10 virgins, if you will, the 10 bridesmaids. And I will read it to you in a moment, but let me introduce myself. Hey, I'm Eugene Brown, and every Sunday we do a parable until they're all gone, and then we'll do something spiritually related, and then we usually liken that to real world. I typically like to tie in business and or the stock market. And so my goal for the Diary of a Stock Trader is to share with you some of my journey, and hopefully you'll get some wisdom from it, some nuggets, something you can use to help not only in your personal life but also in your financial life. So let's dive right in. I'm going to quickly read from Matthew, 25 verses 1 through about 13. It says, Jesus tells the parable of the 10 bridesmaids. The kingdom of heaven will be like 10 bridesmaids who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish, 5 were wise. The 5 who were foolish didn't take enough olive oil for their lamps, but the other 5 who were wise, they took along extra oil. When the bridegroom was delayed, they all became drowsy and fell asleep. At midnight they were roused by the shout, "Look, the bridegroom is coming. Come and meet him." All the bridesmaids got up, prepared their lamps. Then the 5 foolish ones asked to the others, "Please give us some of your oil because our lamps are going out." But the others replied, "We don't have enough for all of us. Go to a shop and buy some for yourselves." But while they were gone to buy oil, the bridegroom came. Then those who were ready went in with him to the marriage feast, and the door was locked. Later, when the other 5 bridesmaids returned, they stood outside calling, "Lord, Lord, open the door for us." But he called back, I believe me, I don't know you." So the lesson obviously here is to be prepared. And from a spiritual standpoint, we as Christians are waiting on the bridegroom. And that bridegroom is Jesus, of course. And while we are waiting, the goal is to establish a relationship with God, so that you are doing the things that Christians would do. But let me say this. Christians, like everybody else, are imperfect creatures. They're sinful as well. So again, at the end of the day, whether you believe or you don't believe, the difference is Christians believe and know that they are sinful, and their goal is to be more Christ-like, and their goal is to establish a relationship with Christ and God, because we believe at the end of all of this, there will be a reckoning, if you will. And the joke or the saying always is, if I'm wrong and I believe in this imaginary God, then so be it. There's no harm, no foul. But if I'm right and you don't, then there will be repercussions. And people do things out of selfish motivations at times. There are a lot of people who go to church who don't know the first thing about the Bible. There are a lot of people who profess to be Christians who need to do a better job, including myself. And there are a lot of people who absolutely have no relationship with God. So what I would tell you is that discipline and preparation for anything is vitally important to you. And if we're talking about the stock market, the market really doesn't care whether you're prepared or you have any discipline. It's going to show up every day, meaning it's going to open. and it's going to afford people new opportunities every single day. And whether you're prepared or not, but you enter into that space of investing, if you are not prepared, you haven't done your homework, you haven't looked at the charts and the chart patterns and the technical indicators and the fundamentals, you haven't looked at, the press releases, you haven't looked at the stock in different time frames, you haven't done your homework with what's going on in the overall economy and how that might affect your investment. You haven't looked to see if they are going to be announcing earnings soon. You haven't looked to see if another company is going to be announcing earnings soon that may have a positive or a negative effect on what you're doing. Preparation and discipline trumps everything. And if you lean into the markets and you take time and you have a systematic, very structured way with which you go about evaluating stocks, first, obviously, finding the right ones, because I always tell my guys, clients, members to find the right stocks, qualify them through both fundamental and technical analysis, and then enter and exit them profitably with a strategy, with a plan in place. I've been doing this a very long time and I don't always get it right. And when I don't get it right, it's usually between my ears. There's a flaw in the process. There's a step that I have skipped. So what I do, so you guys know, I have, and I'll show you actually, I have a community that I believe will help anybody who's looking to understand how to move money. And I have a number of modules. It's a new community, and I've made it so incredibly affordable that a high school student could afford it. And that is at $34 a month. And then twice a month, we will have a live Zoom call training that will help you guys in the process of learning how to move money, both short-term, mid-term, and certainly long-term. And so let me show that to you right now. Members will meet in my stand store, and in the stand store itself, there is a trading community, and there'll be different topics that I will be going over and posting content about, and you can certainly see them on the left. And then what will happen is I will make you guys aware of the schedule for the live training. And this is just an example because I just started it. It'll say they'll give you a countdown to the next training session. And of course, I'm going to edit that. And then inside here, you're going to be able to go to resources, click on that. And inside of resources, you're going to see a number of modules that will help you learn how to trade. And pretty much every day, I'm going to be adding something to the daily post, and you're going to have an opportunity to learn from that. And I'll be adding more modules or more training videos probably every single day. And so inside here, you're going to, and I'll kind of read some of it. It's a community certainly where you can get ongoing education, practical lessons, market discussions, trading resources. I'll go through a lot within the modules to help you become a better trader, leaning into the foundations of trading, helping you find and evaluate good setups, entry levels, exit levels, risk management, all of the things, the trading psychology of it all. And then you'll see in the daily comments, it might be, here's what I'm looking at today. Here's why I'm not taking a trade. I'll give you lots of nuggets in there, and certainly you can follow along. And then when we do a live training all of that training will be here, and I'll make the training with a different um, thumbnail, so you know it was one of the live trainings that you were on, and I'll probably label it live training number 1, live training number 2, and that will help you. The statue that you see behind you is a reminder for me. It's almost like a little reward. I love that look, the bull fighting the bear. It's a kind of a reward sort of statue for me, also a reminder to me as far as what is possible. And for those of you guys that don't know, I'm going to tell you what happened. And for those of you guys that do know, just you can stop the video. But I was able to take about $5,000 and I turned that money into $2.4 million in a year. And so my goal is to help people safely learn some of the strategies and the disciplines and the techniques and the mindset and everything that has made me successful at trading. Trading is a incredible journey. Sometimes there are a lot of highs and sometimes there are some lows, and I've experienced some of that this month because I've skipped a couple of steps in the space that I invest in, which is a space that is not as heavily regulated, a lot more aggressive, and it has a lot of ups and downs in the over-the-counter space. The space that I will teach you to get your feet solidly on the ground will be in a large cap space. The big names, Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA, AMD, Boeing, Bank of America, Walmart, Target, all of those sort of bigger names. And I'll teach you the ebbs and the flows of it and what you should and should not do so that you can take just a few $100s and then begin your investing career. Now, I know there are a lot of people out here that are doing a lot of things such as faceless videos, and they're selling, digital products, and there's a lot of opportunity to do a lot of things, whether that's, FBA, the Amazon thing. You can do a million things. But one of the things that I would highly encourage you to do is to learn about your money and get good at moving money when it makes good sense to move it. We rely on our professional money managers, that manage your 401ks, but I would not fully rely on them. I would also participate in and have your own brokerage account because it's going to give you an opportunity to make more money than typically your mutual fund is going to make. And there's a great way for you to move the ball forward, make lots of money. But if you don't do the right things, you certainly could lose the money. But I will teach you about putting in what is called a protective stop. It's a stop loss. So if you bought something at, say, $100 a share, we would want to have a stop loss in at, say, $98.50. I'm making that up, but it's about a 1 to 2% stop loss. It's a safeguard for you so that you can protect your money, and I'll teach you all of those things. It is important for you to have multiple streams of income. I would just argue that this is really a big one. And if you're able to learn from somebody like me who's made a lot of money, for $34 a month, it is a really good opportunity for you. I love what I do. I love teaching. I love to see what the outcomes are. I love to watch people through their journey. All of the things that we're looking at doing that I've just discussed with you, it's all in a group setting, but certainly you can go to my Stand store, which will be in the bio somewhere. There's an opportunity for you to get private mentorship as well, if that's something that interests you. Anyways, hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you've enjoyed your week. Happy Sunday. DM me if you need something, and I'll certainly respond to you. We will see you during the week. We'll see you in the next video. As always, make sure that you write a really good chapter this week. You know, if every day is like a page in your life, and you're looking, figuratively at a diary and you're writing that page, make it a good page. Make it a great week. Be positive. Without question, always focus on being happy and being healthy. And if you can add some money to the mix, that just makes it all the sweeter. Enjoy your life, enjoy your week, enjoy your upcoming day, and I will see you if you need me. Just what should we put in the chat, you guys, in the comments section? How about ready? Put ready and maybe an email address, and I will reach out to you or I will respond to you. Talk to you soon.